Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the end of December and 2021 video. As always, we're kicking off with the rhubarb bed. The rhubarb crowns are actually looking quite pronounced, which probably means they're wanting to be lifted and split, but I may do that, well, maybe next year. Wallflowers, they're doing their thing in the sense that they're coming out far too early. But it's incredibly mild. It's just almost 14 degrees centigrade today. So the Naughtia showing signs of life down there at the base for next year. So those lettuce are definitely not edible. And leeks and strawberries. The ever-bearers at the front here are finished. The Cambridge favourite at the back there never seem to be finished, but I haven't had any fruit on them for a while. Leeks, not been a good year for leeks, but they will provide us with something at some point. And here's our fallow bed. It did have a cover crop on it. It's got some beans here, as you can see, but they've not taken terribly well. And I've seen some beans scattered around on the plot, which suggests the mice have been getting them. Fruit bushes, black currants. Yes, they're going to be needing a prune at some point. I must check my diary from last year to see when I did that. And the gooseberries as well, they're going to have to be sorted out. Carrot bath. We have some left. And as always, the other bath full of ericaceous compost waiting for the new blueberries for next year. Potato pots. They're all protected from the foxes, which have in the past been inclined to bury things like dead rats in there, obviously storing it up for future consumption, but we'd rather they didn't do that, so we do our best to stop them. Another fallow bed. With the climbing bean residues still visible, they're hanging on in there. That's a nice way of protecting the soil. We've got cabbages that are hearting up, well, not hearting up terribly well, but they need to be harvested. We have been harvesting some of our sprouts. Not a good year for those, but we're going to be moving back to using an F1. The non-F1s are just not robust enough. If you have a bad year, growing year, as we just did, they're far more likely to succumb to issues. So we'll get more resting beds. We've got some mustard here, which is actually looking still edible. Oh, we've got this massive radish that is now breaking down. And yet more cover crops, more beans. I would say they're field beans, but I'm not sure they are actually. I think we just had to put ordinary beans in because we couldn't get any field bean seed. More cabbages. These new ones have been nibbled so much, I'm not sure that they're going to give us any usable spring cabbages. And the peach, pretty much all the leaves have dropped to reveal that my pruning from last year was leaves a lot to be desired. Primulas, they're still flowering away there. So everything's died down the back here, apart from that pen stem and a pink. So everything here is as you'd expect for this time of year. Oh, of course I've got the thermometer here just to, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, nearly 14, has been down as low as minus 6.8. So the rosemary, is that starting to flower? Probably could do with a prune back. There's various things still looking rather green around here. The Thornless Blackberry, the Waldo, has dropped pretty much all its leaves, but it's revealing that it's got quite a lot of fruiting growth for next year. As normally I would cover up this bench and protect it from the winter weather, but it's being so mild. As they into New Year on New Year's Eve, it's supposed to be only going down to 11 degrees centigrade, which must be some sort of record. So the wallflowers here and the cut back dahlias at the back there, just protected by their own foliage that's been removed. This various shrubs ready for next year. Notice we've got some new growth on the clematis there, which is well, it's always encouraging when you put something new in its first year to see something like that, because you know it's not dead. And we've got some signs of tulips coming up in the pots there. Raspberries still to be pruned back. I'm being a bit of a purist about that and sticking to what the books say, and I'll prune that back in February. Although I don't think there's really any reason why I can't do it earlier. I don't think it's going to cause any issues. So sweet corn bed got its cover crops in, and here we are, more ropey looking leeks. We have harvested some parsnips, took 4 out, but only because the first 2 were rubbish, and actually the third one wasn't too good either. So, but that pretty much confirms what we thought. They really struggled to germinate. Here are fallow. This is the sort of fodder radish, and these sort of seed heads are supposed to be edible, quite peppery. We tried them, and they're really I don't know why people bother with those sort of things. They weren't that great. So beetroots just being left there. Another living root in the ground, just keeping the soil biology ticking over. Cover crop hasn't really taken in this bed. It's got a sort of mulch of our own compost on it though. And we've given up with the pups of the Sherwood cabbage here. Just leaving it so it's the soil is actually being fed with something. And round to the orchard. And got some garlic down here. Be interested to see what this mild spell of ridiculous weather is going to do to things, whether they're going to start thinking it's spring. Well, we already have these tulips over here, certainly. And they certainly think it's spring. Well, the fruit trees, as I would expect them to be. They're all prepped and ready for next year. See how much rain we've had. I tipped this out yesterday, 10 millimeters. That's the price you pay for having this mild weather. Very, very cloudy, dark, and rain. Well, I hope everybody's keeping well and looking forward to the new year. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.